Hi guys, Will Selez here, bringing you another episode of Kickstarting Success. This episode's a little bit different from the ones we've done traditionally in the past. Traditionally, we've done interviews with Kickstarter developers who have been near reaching their funding goal or have been so near the beginning of their goal that we weren't sure which way it was going to go. This is the first time we've actually decided to interview someone who has launched just one, but multiple Kickstarters and failed at reaching their funding goal. We interview William Brevard of No Limit Games about his multiple Kickstarters and his multiple failures. I know the segment is called Kickstarting Success, but I'm hoping that through this interview we can go through it, find his pitfalls and where he may have taken some missteps, and correct those for our own projects and our own Kickstarter dreams. We'll try and find out where he should have turned right, when he should have gone left. And we'll see where he should have backed up or should have gone forward with his ideas. We're not trying to exploit his failures, and we're in no way trying to mock him. But we're trying to learn from him. And that's really what this series is about, is educating you, the audience. I believe in William, and I believe that he will successfully launch his Kickstarter again. And I hope that we all get something out of this. So here is my interview at Strategicon this September with William Brevard of No Limit Games. Hey guys, how you doing? This is Will Selez here at Strategicon, or Gateway 2017. This is the last convention of the year for them. I am here with William Brevard, so he's got a great name, so you know he's an awesome human being and personality. He's from No Limit Games. We're talking to him about his game Battle of Souls. It's a standard deck game, right? You're not doing any deck building?
No, it's not deck building. It was kind of like a trading card game, but we might be switching over to a living card type of game.
Okay, so it's a card game. You're going to be battling. You're using historically accurate armies to battle against each other. So you might have the Aztecs versus the gladiators or samurais or ninjas or any number of things. So thematically, it's very good. So why don't you give me a breakdown of what you get for the game, and then we'll go into the other stuff.
So what I've done for the game? Well, the game itself is historical based, so it's all samurai, Aztec, Viking warriors, and what we've been doing basically is allowing people to be able to make up any kind of deck you want and battle against each other to try to basically control the most souls. It's basically how the layout of the game is. Each player is kind of like an immortal being, and they're kind of fighting for the crown of the immortal realm. So the first person to get the 16,000 souls, in other words, our soul points, life points, then that's the one who wins.
Okay. Oh, real quick, guys. You might hear a fan in the background. We're both very large individuals, and it's hot, and we've got the fan here. The air conditioning's not really working here at the Hilton, so it's a little bit warm for us. So we've got the fan going. You're going to have to deal with it because I'm got to be comfortable. I'm a big dude. I got underbelly sweat. So, all right, so you've launched the Kickstarter for this already, right?
Yeah, we've launched two now for it.
And neither one of those were successful. Do you have any idea or any particular thought as to why neither one of those might have been successful?
I think mostly it was marketing. We don't have a really big social media presence. I mean, I have my little small 100-some followers on Instagram and Twitter and stuff, so it's not enough to really get it out there. And just mainly marketing, I think, is the biggest draw for us.
So your social media presence isn't where it should be, and that might have hurt you finding backers and any potential new players.
Yeah, definitely.
Now you're local to Southern California. Actually, you live in Anaheim, just across town from me. What are some of the steps you've taken locally to get the game out there?
We've been to one of the card shops, one of the card game shops that's close by our house, called 3J's, and then we tried to get into Frankincense, which is a pretty big place, but it's really hard to get in there. He's always full. But we did go to a kind of a counterpart of his. It's called Jimmy's over in Whittier. We went there a few times. It's smaller, so it's not a lot of exposure. And most of the time when we go there, it's just people playing like Magic, Force of Will, and Yu-Gi-Oh! So But other than that, that's really about the most that we've been able to get into.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know or are local to there, Frank and Sons is up in the City of Industry, I believe. Yeah. And what it is it's like a giant warehouse where it's got vendor stalls, and they do collectibles from everything from miniature figures and toys all the way to card games. You can get bulk buys of Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Magic the Gathering cards. Some of them are fakes, some of them are legit. So it's one of those. It's like a giant swap meet inside a warehouse, but it caters to collectibles. They have autograph sessions. They do movie premieres there sometimes. It's kind of an interesting place. There's a lot of cool people that go there. It's got a unique dynamic to it. It's not so much a store as a flea market.
Yeah, that's pretty much true. We've been trying to get in there to try to see if we can get in with some of the retailers so we can get distribution going that way.
Okay. So you're going to launch the Kickstarter. Do you have any idea when you're going to relaunch?
We're looking at probably February, March, April, around that area for next year, and we're putting out some plans ahead of time to try to see if we can push up our social media before that time.
Okay, so one of the things that has interested me is, and I've been meaning to talk to you about it, but it just never found the opportunity, is have you considered, I know you're not social media savvy, it's something that a lot of people are afraid of, but have you considered finding someone that is, or looking into a program? I know there's web programs out there where if you load what you want up to your social media, it'll update your social media platforms for you, and it'll go ahead and plug those in on a daily for you, and it'll do however many updates you want a day. Have you ever thought about looking into that?
I didn't know about that one you just mentioned. I never heard of that one. You have to tell me that afterwards. We did think about trying to find somebody, but the problem is money. I have pretty much up to this point have paid for everything out of my own pocket from like 3 jobs that I work. So I can only afford to do so much. And I know I have looked at a few people, but they wanted anywhere from $300 to like $900 to do postings and stuff.
They're called interns, my friend. All right, so it sounds like you've got a lot of ground to cover, and you've learned a lot. I'm taking it from these experiences. And you did the panel with us earlier today, where we had, William and a couple other guys that were going to be launching Kickstarters. It was going to be their first project, his 4th or 5th. And then David from Overlords of Infamy, who was the Kickstarter's, veteran who had kind of been there, done that, and successfully launched a Kickstarter. So were you able to get any tips from them and glean any knowledge that you might be able to put into practice?
Yeah, I was listening really carefully to what they were saying, and I think I gathered some good information from them that we're going to try to use on the next one.
So I want to apologize too. I just had Chinese food, so if that's carrying over to you, I'm sorry I didn't share. One of the things that on camera that I'll give you a suggestion is up here in the game room, the collectibles room, we get some foot traffic. But what I was thinking, and this is something I should have mentioned to you before, and for some reason it just kept slipping in my mind, is that hallway between the tabletop gaming downstairs and the vendor's hall is relatively inexpensive, and it's got a lot of foot traffic. Would that be something you'd consider doing for the next con?
Yes, yeah, got it. What I noticed in this one is it's not as much traffic. I mean, there's a lot of people that come in and out, but they're like already looking for a specific game. Yeah. And that's why every now and then when I'm here, I kind of jump into the hallway, see if I might be able to grab somebody. Of course, then again, they kind of act like I'm trying to sell them something, so they kind of try to run away. So it hasn't worked. But if I can get somewhere else like that, then it will help out a lot, I think.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of successful people, or a lot of people that have gotten some good responses, is they use the heavy foot traffic downstairs. The other thing I was going to mention to you is you've got a great looking banner. It's got the artwork for the cards on it and some examples of the back of the cards. The name and everything's bright, but it's back here in the back corner with us. And I would suggest putting that in the doorway out in the hallway so people see it as they're coming by the room.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where I was allowed to actually put it at, because I know I talked to him before. We didn't want to put it at the front of the tables because then it'll block, it's a big sign, so it'll block everybody behind it. So I didn't know where else I can put it at, so I just kind of put it back here, because I wasn't sure if I can put it in a doorway or anything like that. So
yeah, that's something that I've done before. The other thing that would be worth considering is that I would suggest, and I've always suggested this to people for Kickstarters and other things when they want to get a game out there, is don't just go to your local shop. Make yourself known at all the local shops. And California, we're kind of unique here in SoCal in the Los Angeles, Orange County area. There's generally a shop within 20 minutes of the last shop you were just at. And I think in Anaheim, we're actually lucky where there's your shop that you go to. Brooker's Hobbies is about 10 minutes down the road. And then up the freeway about 5 minutes off the 57 is Paradise. So you've actually got 3 game shops within a 10-15 minute radius of each other.
The one reason we went to 3J's was because it's literally across the street from our house, so he knows us. So he actually allowed us to go and do some demos there easily. Yeah. I tried approaching another shop. It was I think it was I can't remember the name of them now because I got mad at them. But they essentially said I went in to go see if I can talk to the manager. He didn't even come out, just didn't even bother to come out, just said, you know what, you're better off just going to a distributor because we're not going to talk to the other ones. And the other ones is basically saying I'm trying to get to them.
So what I would do instead of just approaching them like that is I would just go in and be like, hey, I want to prototype a game, and don't even talk to them about anything else. Mm. Just tell them you're looking for playtesters, and that's it. Don't tell them you're going to run demos or do anything, because a lot of shopkeepers, the brick and mortar guys, they see you come in with a game and a bunch of stuff. Like you've got, this great display of the boxes for the games with the factions. They see that as you taking money out of their pocket. If you're going to actually talk to the management and try and get something going, try to discuss something like consignment at that point. So then they're making money, you're making money, and everybody's kind of happy. But then you've got Brooker's Hobbies has a great game lounge that it's like $3 or $5 for the night. You go, you pay them, and you can go and play whatever you want. And it's completely separate from the store. And Paradise is really generous about people coming in and talking to them and introducing games and stuff and playtesting. Comic Quest is the same way. Stores love to be known for being on the what am I trying to say here? They want to be at the forefront of these things. If the game looks awesome and it plays well, and it's going to be the next big thing, they are more than willing to help because they want to be at the forefront of that. They want to be the store that helped get that game known and perfected. Yeah. But I know we've been talking about this for a couple of days, and I'm not trying to keep dwelling on it, because I know you've had a lot of trouble with the Kickstarter, but I've done a lot of discussions with people that have launched successful Kickstarters, and some people that got dejected after the first one and they just stopped. They were done with it. But you keep plugging away, which is kind of, for me, is a little bit more inspirational than the guys that had a success and they were done. Because I know people that launched Kickstarters and they lowered their funding goal to the bare minimum of like $1,200 and they were good, and that was a success for them. And to me personally, that's not a successful Kickstarter. When you do just the bare minimum so you can say you had a successful Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. To me, a successful Kickstarter is when you set that original goal, that price point, and that number you had to meet, and you met it head on. And you didn't just keep dropping it until you got to a number you felt you would be comfortable for backing and stuff. You kept hitting it, and that's something that you've done, is you just keep going back and trying again, and it's something that I think more people should take advantage of. They should be more people that are tenacious like you, that want to take advantage of it and use the platform and kind of go from the ground up and do everything. And you are quite literally pulling yourself by your bootstraps to get into the market. And I'm not going to be rude to you, but you're the prototypical gamer. You're a very quiet, soft-spoken guy. Yeah. You're not overbearing and loud like I am. You don't project if you don't have to. But you have an idea. Mm-hmm. And that's an idea that I think me and some of the viewers and some of our friends would like to see become not just an idea, but a tangible thing. I want to walk into any number of the game shops I mentioned and see that game on the shelf or on the counter for sale. And I want to look at that and I want to be like, what? I was there when that game was an idea. That game wasn't fully fleshed out on the Kickstarter yet. I love seeing that. There's a couple games where I've prototyped them and now I see them in stores. And Overlords of Infamy, David told you, I've got version 6 of 12 different iterations of that game, of the prototype. But I go to the shops, and I see my shop owner asking me about that game, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know that game. I know all about that game. Would you like to have something to do with this game? Yeah. When I walk into a shop and I see Boss Monster, I was there for their first Kickstarter, and I followed that company. I've run events for them, and when I see that game selling at the shop over and over again, I'm like, yeah, that's a little bit of pride for me. I don't get anything out of it. I'm not making money off you guys. But for me, it's a point of pride because I saw you struggle and struggle and struggle and ask for advice and stuff and be receptive to it. And I want to walk into a shop and be like, you know what, that's William's game. He's got it. This guy's got it going on. He figured it out. And I want other people to learn from you. So, we'll get the social media stuff figured out. I'll get you some names and some programs and things that you can use and work for it. Do you have any other messages, anything you want people to know?
My company, we started off with just 12 of us from school, working on a different game. And in all the time that we've been doing it, the one thing I've kind of come to know, and it's important for anybody, especially if you get into this industry, the game industry in general, for any platform you're doing. If you don't have the passion, on what you want to accomplish, it's not going to be a success. Anybody who talks to me about any of the games that we're working on, they can tell just from talking to me without even seeing the game how passionate I am about the game. And it's because I am, and I have to be. It's not that I have to, but I actually want to be. I love doing what we do, and if you don't like what you do, then there's no point doing it, really,
And I think that's one of the reasons why I keep wanting to be a part of what you're doing is because you don't just have the drive, you've got the passion, and I can see it in your heart. When you talk about the game, you actually get a little bit extroverted and you start getting a little bit more pumped and excited and stuff. And, because you're a very quiet guy, you're a very soft-spoken man. And, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you start talking about the game, it's like another you, like a light switch gets flicked on and you're there, you're passionate about it. And I'm dying to see this succeed. I want this to succeed. I need it to succeed.
I do too.
Because, you're a very cool guy. You've done some conventions with us, and we will figure out a plan to make this work. And if you guys have any tips, advice, or anything you would like to ask William, go ahead and ask in the comments. I'll pass them on to him. But I think the fact that he's had less successes than most people on the platform, and he still hasn't given up, he's gained more knowledge, I think, by failing than somebody who launched a Kickstarter and succeeded right away. Because, yeah, you can look at all the analytics, which is a huge part of it, but if you don't have the heart and the passion to keep going, what's the point? You're just doing it. You're just going through the motions at that point. But, he's got the passion, the drive, and I think he's learned more from his failures and keeping going than a lot of other people have in succeeding. So thank you for your time, dude.
No problem. Thanks a lot for having me.
All right. So No Limit Gaming. This is William, and the game is Battle of Souls. Historical battle game. Card series. It's going to go from a CCG to an LCG. Look for it. Also, a little brief announcement. 2020, look for the first gaming convention in Orange County in about 4 years. That's the date we're looking at is 2020. We haven't figured out if it's going to be in the fall or the spring. But you guys keep a lookout for the announcements. We're going to go actually start negotiations with the hotel soon. So, happy gaming, guys. The dice always roll in your favor, or the card flips in this case. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Bye.